G'day Cube Crew and welcome back to the latest installment of the Murus devlogs, the platformer without platforms that we've been developing for several months now. We recently released a new patch for the demo, so everything you see in this video you can go touch with your greasy little gamer hands. But in this video I'll be going through the thinking behind the update itself. To kick things off, I think we've got to address the elephant in the room. The game used to look like this, and now it looks like this. Not only have decorations been added to the levels, but the base tile art has also been reworked to a cleaner, more aesthetically pleasing style to complement the new visuals. Balloons now actually kind of look like balloons, mushrooms now look like mushrooms, and clouds now look like... What even was that? This combination between the rectangular tiles, which represent the game piece, and the softer decorations surrounding it, allow us to give different types of tiles different silhouettes to further indicate what they represent within the world. It's very restrictive to try and communicate what an object is if they all follow the same unnatural rectangular geometry. Now the bulbous nature of the mushrooms can shine through, along with the tendril-like nature of the now phantom tiles. We varied the density in which we generated these decorations throughout the campaign, so that we could gather feedback on which aesthetics work the best in certain environments. Over-the-top, thick clumps of decorations may look good in levels with only a few wall types, but in larger levels with many small walls of differing types, it may hinder the readability of the level. After the video, go give the campaign a play yourself and, let us know what you think. Now, it was pretty straightforward to add decorations to the game. There's just some sprites in a scene with some funky shaders on them. But I'll tell you what's not straightforward. Trying to turn this user interface into something that allows players to place all 300 of them into their own custom levels. I had a hunch we wouldn't be able to cram hundreds of decorations into the bottom bar, so we needed a new plan of action. Introducing the hotbar and the card browser. Players can now filter through everything they can possibly place in a level in this handy little window, sorting by biome, type, anchor side, until they find what they're looking for, where they can either assign it to the hotbar or just select it directly into their hand. You might be thinking, well, isn't there still 300 cards that you got to cram into this tiny box? And to that I say, fools. You see, neither myself nor Maxwell want to handle such a vast sum of cards. And I mean, why would we? You want us to make a new card for every single goddamn rock variant in the game. Or would you like the slightly smaller stone, or the more bulbous aesthetic of the round stone? Or what about the flat stone, shifted 3 pixels off center? It doesn't make any sense to have unique cards for every single decoration, because so many are just basically minor variants on each other. Instead of assigning the 5 different rock variants to your hotbar, simply just add the single rock card. To gain access to the other variants, you can have the variants automatically selected whenever you place a new decoration to create an organic feel, or you can access the sprite settings through a brand new window which allows the player to cycle through all the variants as well as control the brightness of the sprite. Now I didn't draw these sprites, so I feel like I can compliment them without sounding like a stuck-up ass, but I reckon they look pretty sweet. They're obviously missing things like responsive interactions with the player or animations to make them a bit more dynamic and lively, but I mean, hey, it's a good start and I mean, a big leap from this. The only sad part about this update was the breaking of the backwards compatibility streak, meaning that any levels made up to this point are now outdated. This is the case for 2 reasons, the first of which being that the old grid sizes and tile hitboxes were scuffed and not pixel perfect at all. The decorative grass used to be a part of the tile itself, but not included in the hitbox, so tile bounds never actually lined up with the grid lines. Now all the tiles are perfect squares, with grass added on top as a decorative layer. Replicating or even editing old levels is basically impossible. Because we already had to render old levels obsolete, we figured we might as well make any more level breaking changes now rather than later, which led to a slight movement decrease on the player. Due to the increased grid size and zoomed in camera, the previous movement no longer made sense in terms of navigating levels. The player was too fast for its size relative to the viewable content on the screen. It's now been toned down slightly and we're pretty happy with how the movement is feeling now. Post 0.7 launch, we've already put out 5 patches addressing suggestions from you guys in the community with some quality of life stuff like rearranging hotbar ordering, dragging cards out of the hotbar to clear the slot, whole level selection. Oh, Did I mention the editor now has an actual multi-select? It's a bit overdue, but it's here now. You may be at home watching this little video on your phone and thinking, fair dinkum, this seems like a lot of content. If this is the demo, where's the real game? Well, we're keeping wraps on the ins and outs for the time being, but I can tell you that the next major patch for the demo will most likely be the final one, and will rework all the menus and the UI. After that, keep an eye out for Murus March. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, the biggest way you can support us for free is by sharing it with a friend of yours who you think might also enjoy. Thanks to our patrons for their financial support, and we'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to join the Cube crew in our Discord server, link below, and with all of that, have a good one. Stay groovy.